Most men think declining performance is just part of getting older. It's normal, they say. That's just how it is after 60. But what if I told you it doesn't have to be that way? What if the real reason things aren't working like they used to has nothing to do with your age and everything to do with what's on your plate? Hi, I'm Dr. John, and I've spent the last 30 years helping seniors across the country regain their energy, confidence, and vitality. And today I want to let you in on something that might just surprise you. There are vegetables, common ones, sitting in grocery stores and home gardens that can help naturally restore stronger, longer-lasting erections. No prescriptions, no awkward doctor visits. Just real simple food that supports your body from the inside out. Now, before you go thinking this is some kind of miracle cure or internet gimmick, it's not. This is backed by science and decades of clinical experience. You see, the key to male performance over 60 isn't just about hormones. It's about blood flow. And certain vegetables can dramatically improve the way blood moves through your body, including to the areas that matter most. Stick with me because in this video, I'll walk you through the top 5 vegetables that support blood flow, nitric oxide production, and overall vascular health, and how to add them into your diet in a way that's easy, tasty, and natural. If you find this kind of honest, practical advice helpful, feel free to subscribe to this channel, Senior Health Secrets. Every week, we break down the science into everyday steps you can actually use to feel better and age well. Now let's talk about what really causes erectile changes after 60 and why it's not what you've been led to believe. Most men in their 60s and beyond start noticing some changes. Maybe it takes longer to get aroused. Maybe things aren't quite as firm as they used to be. Or maybe performance has become inconsistent, fine one day, frustrating the next. The first assumption: my testosterone must be low. And while hormones do play a role, they're often not the main culprit. Let me tell you about Tom, a 67-year-old retired firefighter who came to see me a few years ago. Strong guy, healthy weight, still walked 3 miles a day. But he told me quietly, "Doc, things just aren't working like they used to. I think I need testosterone shots." So we ran the labs. His testosterone level's pretty normal for his age, but his circulation. Now that told a different story. You see, what most men don't realize is that over 70% of erection issues in older adults are due to poor blood flow, not hormones. Erections are basically a blood flow event. When you're aroused, your blood vessels need to relax, open up wide, and fill the chambers of the penis quickly and efficiently. If your blood vessels are stiff, narrow, or inflamed, the result is weak or short-lived erections. And here's the part that matters most. Your blood vessels' ability to do their job depends heavily on a substance called nitric oxide. Think of nitric oxide like nature's little messenger. It tells your blood vessels, hey, relax, open up. But as we get older, our bodies produce less of it, and that's where diet comes in. Certain foods, especially vegetables high in nitrates, antioxidants, and phytonutrients, actually help your body make more nitric oxide. They protect your blood vessels, reduce inflammation, and keep your circulation running smoothly from head to toe, and yes, down there too. So what we're really talking about here is endothelial health. That's the fancy word for the lining of your blood vessels. If the lining is healthy, blood flows freely. If it's damaged or inflamed, it's like trying to water your garden through a kinked-up hose. Not much gets through. And just like Tom discovered once we focused on improving his circulation through diet, not only did he avoid testosterone shots, but after about 6 weeks of consistent dietary changes, he walked into my office with a big grin and said, "Doc, I think we turned back the clock." So now the big question is, which vegetables actually help? What should you be putting on your plate if you want firmer, more reliable performance without the side effects of pills? Let's start with a vegetable that's been called nature's Viagra for good reason, and chances are you've seen it in your grocery store every week. Let's talk about beets. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Beets, really? Yes, beets. These vibrant red roots are one of the most powerful foods you can eat when it comes to supporting blood flow and, in turn, improving erectile function. In fact, studies have shown that beetroot can significantly increase nitric oxide levels in the body. And remember from earlier, nitric oxide is the key messenger that tells your blood vessels to relax and open up. Let me explain why beets are such a powerhouse. Beets are rich in natural nitrates, which your body converts into nitric oxide. And that nitric oxide is what helps increase blood flow, including to the areas that support a healthy erection. It's like giving your blood vessels a tune-up. Think of it this way: when you eat beets, you're not just feeding yourself, you're fueling your circulation. There's even research that shows beet juice can lower blood pressure within hours. That's how fast it works. And better blood pressure often means better performance where it matters most. I had a patient, Jerry, 72 years old, who was skeptical. He hadn't had a full erection in over a year and was convinced that only a little blue pill could help. I asked him to try a simple experiment: just drink 4 ounces of beet juice every morning for 2 weeks and keep everything else the same. Well, he came back after 10 days and said, "Dr. John, I don't know if it's in my head or what, but I woke up feeling like I was 25 again." Now, I'm not saying beets are magic. They won't reverse decades of vascular damage overnight. But what they do is support your body's natural process, the one that's been slowing down quietly over the years. And when you give your body the right support, it often responds faster than you'd think. So how can you get more beets into your life without turning everything in your fridge pink? You've got options. You can juice them fresh or buy bottled beet juice from a health food store. Just make sure it doesn't have added sugar. You can roast beets with a little olive oil and garlic. They get sweet and tender in the oven. You can also slice them thin and add them to salads, or even blend them into smoothies with some berries and Greek yogurt. For folks with sensitive digestion, beet powder is a great alternative. Just a teaspoon stirred into water or your morning shake can deliver the same benefits without the fiber, which some people find a bit much. And if you're on blood pressure medication, talk with your doctor first. Beets can lower blood pressure naturally, which is a good thing, but you want to make sure it's balanced properly with any meds you're already taking. The bottom line: beets are one of the easiest, most powerful foods you can eat to naturally support better blood flow and stronger erections after 60. And the best part, they're delicious, affordable, and available year-round. But maybe you're not the biggest fan of beets, or you want to mix it up a bit. Well, don't worry. There's another group of vegetables that are just as powerful, and they might already be sitting in your fridge. Let's take a closer look at leafy greens and why they're one of the most underrated tools for your vascular and sexual health. Now, if beets are the headline act, leafy greens are the supporting stars that deserve their own spotlight. Spinach, kale, arugula, Swiss chard. These greens might not seem glamorous, but let me tell you, they're one of the best things you can eat if you're over 60 and looking to improve circulation and performance. Why? Because just like beets, leafy greens are rich in natural nitrates, which once again your body converts into nitric oxide, that same blood vessel relaxing, circulation boosting compound we talked about earlier. But leafy greens bring even more to the table, literally. They're loaded with magnesium, which helps blood vessels relax, folate, which supports heart health, and potassium, which helps regulate blood pressure. In short, they feed your cardiovascular system, and a healthy cardiovascular system is the foundation of strong, lasting erections. I'll never forget Sam and Linda, a married couple in their 70s, who started coming to my clinic together. They both had high blood pressure, both were on multiple medications, and intimacy had slowly faded into the background of their lives. After we made some dietary changes, the biggest being a daily dose of leafy greens, they came back after a month, looking 10 years younger. Sam joked, "We're not quite honeymooners, doc, but let's just say the lights are back on." What's interesting is how quickly the benefits can show up. Just one serving of leafy greens a day has been shown to boost nitric oxide levels. That's one small bowl of spinach or a handful of arugula on your sandwich. You don't have to become a salad fanatic or start juicing kale by the gallon. Small, steady additions can make a real difference. And for those of you who aren't big fans of raw greens, that's perfectly fine. You can saute spinach or Swiss chard with olive oil and garlic. You can throw a handful into scrambled eggs, mix greens into your soup, or blend them into a smoothie with some banana and peanut butter, and trust me, you won't even taste them. Arugula, by the way, is one of the highest nitrate-containing vegetables, and it adds a peppery kick to sandwiches or pasta. And kale, just 1 cup, has more than your daily dose of vitamin K, which helps protect arteries and reduce calcium buildup in the vessels. Here's a quick tip. If you struggle with consistency, keep frozen spinach or chopped greens in your freezer. They're just as nutritious, super convenient, and can go straight from freezer to pan in seconds. No chopping, no waste, no excuses. And if you're on blood thinners, particularly warfarin, just be mindful of your vitamin K intake from leafy greens. Talk with your doctor before making big changes. The bottom line here, leafy greens are vascular gold. They're heart-healthy, artery-loving, and incredibly effective at supporting the kind of blood flow that makes everything work better from your head to your toes. Now, if greens really aren't your thing, don't worry. Our next group of veggies packs just as much of a punch, and they add a delicious kick to your meals. Let's take a closer look at garlic and onions, two kitchen staples that do way more than just add flavor. Now let's talk about garlic and onions. They might make your eyes water or linger on your breath, but trust me, what they do inside your body is well worth it. These humble kitchen staples are among the most powerful natural tools we have for improving blood flow, lowering blood pressure, and reducing inflammation, all key to stronger, more reliable erections. You see, both garlic and onions are rich in compounds that help relax blood vessels and improve circulation. One of the most well-researched compounds is allicin found in garlic. Allicin has been shown to support nitric oxide production and widen the blood vessels. And as you know by now, wider blood vessels mean better blood flow, including to the areas that help you perform. But that's not all. Garlic and onions also help reduce plaque buildup in the arteries, a major cause of reduced blood flow as we age. Think of your arteries like flexible garden hoses. When they're clean and supple, everything flows easily. But if they're stiff and narrowed with gunk, like old cholesterol and inflammation, then everything slows down. That's when problems start. I remember Ron, a 74-year-old retired school teacher, who came to me with a long history of blood pressure issues and erectile difficulties. He wasn't ready for medication, so we made some food-based changes. One of the first things I recommended, a daily dose of raw garlic, just 1 clove, finely chopped and mixed into olive oil and lemon juice, as a salad dressing or spread on toast. 3 weeks later, he came in and said, "Doc, I can't say I love the smell, but I sure love the results." And let's not forget onions. They contain quercetin, a powerful antioxidant that helps lower blood pressure and reduce inflammation. One 12-week study found that men who consumed onions regularly had better markers of blood vessel function and a noticeable improvement in sexual stamina. Onions are also great for your heart, and what's good for your heart is always good for your performance. So how can you get more of these into your daily routine without scaring off your dinner guests? For garlic, try mincing 1 raw clove into your salad, dressing pasta or soup right before serving. Cooking garlic reduces some of its active compounds, so if you can handle the raw flavor, that's the most potent way. If not, roasted garlic is delicious, mild, and still beneficial. Just wrap a whole head of garlic and foil bake it until soft and spread it like butter. For onions, red onions are especially high in beneficial compounds. Slice them raw onto sandwiches, mix them into bean salads, or caramelize them slowly to add sweetness and depth to your meals. If you're concerned about garlic breath, try chewing on fresh parsley. Afterward, it naturally neutralizes the odor. And for those with sensitive stomachs, start slow. A little goes a long way. Garlic supplements are available too, but make sure they contain allicin, many don't. And as always, if you're on blood thinners, especially anticoagulants, talk to your doctor first, because garlic can naturally thin the blood as well. The bottom line, garlic and onions aren't just flavor boosters, they're circulation powerhouses. And when your blood vessels are happy, your performance improves, your stamina increases, and you may find yourself feeling more energized and confident than you have in years. Now, if you want something that's not only delicious, but also cooling, hydrating, and packed with a surprise benefit for performance, stick with me. Let's take a look at an underrated summertime veggie that's been quietly helping men for generations: cucumber. Now, I know cucumbers might not seem like much at first glance. They're mostly water-right, crunchy, cool, great in a salad. But here's the thing, this humble vegetable does more for your body than you might realize, especially when it comes to supporting circulation, hydration, and you guessed it, performance. Let's start with the obvious. Cucumbers are about 95% water, making them one of the most hydrating foods you can eat. Why does that matter? Because proper hydration is essential for optimal blood flow. When your body is even mildly dehydrated, your blood volume drops and your circulation slows down, including the blood flow needed for a firm, lasting erection. You've probably heard the phrase, thick blood. Well, that's what happens when you're not drinking enough water, and thick, sluggish blood doesn't move efficiently through your arteries. But when you're well hydrated, your blood stays fluid, your vessels stay relaxed, and everything flows better. But cucumbers do more than just hydrate. They're also a great source of silica, a trace mineral that helps maintain healthy connective tissue, including the tiny capillaries and blood vessels that supply oxygen to the most sensitive areas of your body. Strong capillaries mean more consistent, reliable blood flow. And don't overlook their antioxidant content. Cucumbers contain compounds like cucurbitacin and lignans, which help fight inflammation. Remember, chronic inflammation is one of the silent enemies of sexual health. It damages the lining of your blood vessels, interferes with nitric oxide production, and restricts circulation over time. Reducing inflammation, even just a little, gives your body a much better shot at performing the way it's meant to. Let me tell you about Walter, a soft-spoken 68-year-old Navy veteran who came in with a long list of concerns: fatigue, weight gain, trouble sleeping, and performance issues. We made a few key changes, and one of the simplest was having him add cucumber slices to his water every day and toss them into his daily salad. After about a month, he told me, "Dr. John, I don't know what it is, I just feel cleaner, like everything's working better," and his energy and confidence night and day. Here's a practical tip. Keep a container of sliced cucumbers in the fridge. Add a little vinegar, a sprinkle of salt, maybe a dash of dill, and you've got a quick, refreshing snack that supports your circulation with every bite. You can also add cucumber to smoothies or toss it into a yogurt-based dip like tzatziki for a delicious heart-healthy side. And remember, the skin is where most of the nutrients are, so try to buy organic when you can, and leave the skin on. Just give them a good rinse. Another surprising bonus: cucumbers are naturally low in calories and high in fiber, which means they support weight loss and blood sugar control, two crucial factors when it comes to sexual health. The more balanced your blood sugar, the more stable your energy, mood, and hormones, all of which play a role in arousal and stamina. So, while cucumbers may not have the flash and flare of beets or garlic, don't underestimate them. They hydrate, cleanse, cool, and support your body in quiet but powerful ways, especially when it comes to blood flow and performance. Now, we've covered a lot of powerful veggies, so far: beets, leafy greens, garlic, onions, cucumbers, but I've saved one more group of vegetables for last, and they're not only great for circulation, but also help balance your hormones naturally. Let's wrap up this section with a look at the mighty cruciferous vegetables, and why broccoli and Brussels sprouts might just be the secret weapon you didn't know you needed. Let's talk about cruciferous vegetables. That's a fancy name for everyday favorites like broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, and cabbage. These might not scream romance when they hit your plate, but if you're a man over 60 looking to improve your sexual health, these veggies should be in your weekly routine. Why? Because they help your body do something extremely important: clear out excess estrogen, the hormone more dominant in women, and create a better environment for testosterone to thrive. Now, as we age, testosterone naturally declines. That's normal. But here's the issue. Many men experience a faster decline due to lifestyle factors like poor diet, lack of movement stress, and exposure to hormone-disrupting chemicals in food and the environment. This hormone imbalance can sneak up slowly. You start to feel more tired, less motivated, maybe gain a little belly fat, and yes, notice performance issues in the bedroom. That's where cruciferous veggies come in. They're rich in a compound called indole-3-carbinol, which helps the liver process and eliminate excess estrogen, essentially making room for testosterone to work properly. Think of it like clearing out traffic, so the VIP, in this case, testosterone, can move freely. More balanced hormones mean better energy, mood, confidence, and libido. One of my longtime patients, Harold, 69, was dealing with low energy, poor sleep, and a fading sex drive. Blood work showed his testosterone was on the low end of normal, and his estrogen markers were slightly elevated, a combination I see all the time. Instead of jumping straight to hormone therapy, we tried a food-first approach. I had him eat a cup of steamed broccoli or roasted Brussels sprouts at least 5 days a week. 2 months later, his energy had returned, his belly had trimmed down, and his relationship with his wife was heating up again. Best part, his follow-up labs showed improvement just from food. Now let's talk practicality. Many people overcook these veggies until they're mushy and bitter. No wonder they get a bad rap. But when you cook them right, roasted until crisp, sautéed with olive oil and garlic, or even raw in a slaw, they can be delicious and satisfying. Roasted Brussels sprouts with a bit of balsamic glaze, mouth-watering. Lightly steamed broccoli tossed with lemon and parmesan. Easy and tasty. Cauliflower rice, a low-carb option that works with just about any meal. And here's a secret tip. Cruciferous veggies are even more effective when paired with healthy fats. So drizzle on that olive oil, add some avocado on the side, or cook them alongside some wild-caught salmon. Fat helps absorb key nutrients and supports hormone production too. One quick note. If you have thyroid issues, especially hypothyroidism, don't overdo raw cruciferous veggies. Cooking them lightly can reduce compounds that might interfere with thyroid function. As always, talk to your doctor if you have a specific concern. So, let's review what you've now got in your toolkit. Beets to boost nitric oxide, leafy greens to fuel your arteries, garlic and onions to clear and widen your vessels, cucumbers to hydrate and cleanse, and now cruciferous vegetables to support hormonal balance. This isn't hype, it's biology. When you give your body the right inputs, the kind it was designed to run on, it can often surprise you with how quickly it responds. Whether you're looking to maintain performance, restore confidence, or just feel more like yourself. Again, these vegetables aren't just side dishes, they're part of your solution. But I know it's easy to get inspired and then let it all slip a few days later. That's why I always encourage you to pick one vegetable from today's list and start with that. Add it into your routine 3 times this week. That's it. Small steps are the ones that last. You've now got the knowledge and the tools. But knowledge only works if you use it. So give it a try. Eat for your circulation, eat for your confidence, eat for your life. And if you try one of these veggie strategies and notice a change, even a small one, I want to hear about it. Let me know in the comments what worked for you. Your story might just help someone else take that first step. So there you have it, 6 powerful vegetables that can support your circulation, balance your hormones, and help you feel more energized, confident, and alive, especially where it matters most. If this video gave you even one new idea to try, go ahead and comment 1 down below, and be sure to share this with a friend or loved one who could benefit from a little natural support too. You're never too old to take charge of your health, and it's never too late to feel better than you do today. Keep going. You've got this, and I'm with you every step of the way.